What is one thing that you did wrong that contributed to your last relationship or a relationship ending? And you cannot say, I just overlooked a red flag.
I can take this one.
Okay.
I was a coward in my last relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I will own that 100%. I was a coward and I was scared and I wasn't honest and I lied and I think if I hadn't have been so cowardly in the last year of our relationship, we would have parted. We wouldn't have had the war that we had. If I was braver and I weren't so scared of the repercussions. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll own that.
I know this is going to make me sound really bad, but here goes. That one, I'm not entirely sure if this was the real reason or it was an excuse for him, but what ended up happening was, long and short of it, at the start of the relationship, he cheated on me and then he came back asking me to marry him. And then I actually said yes. And then I went back and said, actually, no, I don't feel like marriage is where we're at right now. And it actually did become a bit of an on and off relationship. Actually, I said I haven't done on and off, but in hindsight, it was more on and off as in break up for a few days and back together, like a long period. And the last time that he came back, he said to me, right, let's get back on together. And I said, actually, someone previously that I dated had got back in touch with me and we had arranged to meet up for a drink. And I honestly said, actually, I'm not ready to get back for you yet. I've got a date in the diary with this ex that I just actually want to see whether or not I still feel anything towards this person. And that was kind of a big smash to his ego. And for him, that was the final straw.
Okay. So you saw an ex while you guys were dating?
No, once we'd broken up and I thought it was the end, somebody from my past had reached out to me.
So I don't know.
So what's your accountability for the demise of your last relationship?
Maybe because he wanted to feel like I was the one and only man ever for him and that I wasn't looking at another option.
No, but you're talking about him. What was your accountability? What do you think you did? Sorry, Pearl.
Well, by showing that I still wanted to explore other options, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know if I was wrong for that. Maybe not. I don't know.
Well, I'm confused because I thought that was after you guys broke up or you were together.
So it was he kept breaking up with me and then getting back together like a week later.
Okay.
So in between that, so the time that he actually came back and said, okay, let's get back together. I said, well, in the interim period, when you broke up with me, my ex got in touch and I'm arranging to meet up with him.
So before that, like, what do you think contributed to him, like, breaking up with you?
Insecurity because I called off the engagement.
Okay.
And he felt that I didn't forgive him for the cheating, I guess.
Okay. Oh, not being able to let things go.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. What was the question again?
What is something that contributed to your last relationship ending? That you did.
That I did.
Yeah, and you can't say I ignored red flags.
No.
That's always the go-to.
I think what happened was, first of all, we all know I was very young. I've only had 2 boyfriends. So it's this one I've got now and the one before. I think because I have like a real passion for something as well, and I studied it when I was in secondary school, obviously I had to go home because it was long distance and FaceTime him and da-da-da-da-da. It was quite a lot, especially when you have to wake up at like 6 a.m. every single morning and then train until 6 too. And I think it was quite natural. I think it was just like, I can't do this anymore. I'm also a bit young for you and I don't know what I want also. If anything, I just kind of wanted to focus on what I was doing because...
So you just weren't that invested in the relationship?
Yeah, I think in the end, at the start, I really was. And then I just thought also, am I like just in this to just be in this? Because I did have such a deep feeling for him. But then again, I was so young to even know what it was, really. I don't know whether it was just... I loved someone loving me or I don't know.
You're only 21 or 22?
Yeah, 21.
Everyone's like, she's only had 2 boyfriends. I'm like, gosh, she's 21. Go ahead.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Okay. What I can say is in my last relationship, I think that during the time of my relationship, I was obviously young. So I used to be like a bit of a doormat in a way. I used to kind of let this guy get away with whatever he wanted to and just kind of accept things and like overlook a lot of things. So when it came towards the end, it was because I've now made this thing in the relationship where it's okay to do what you're doing. So now when I've actually tried to come and talk back and like try actually stand up for myself, because towards the end I felt like I matured a bit and I knew what I kind of wanted. And when he was doing certain things, I'll tell him, and then that's when things started to kind of backfire. And when I started to see the real toxic side of this man, it's only because I had allowed him to kind of walk on me in the first place and not really value myself that much in order to tell him no. Like towards the end, when I actually did decide to tell him stuff like no, he wouldn't have it.
So your accountability is you let him be toxic?
No. Well, yes and no. Like it was for more than me though. Like it was me not really standing up for myself.
Were you being toxic too?
No.
So you weren't being toxic.
I promise you.
But he was being toxic.
Very much.
And that's your accountability.
No. My accountability is the fact that
you let things go. You let things go
yeah,
too easy.
like I let things go too easy. I didn't fight for nothing. I was just being a doormat. I used to let this guy just walk all over me like it's nothing. And I wasn't really standing up for myself, if that makes sense.
So your accountability is you let him be toxic.
Well, yeah. I'm gonna say that, yeah.
Because maybe if
say
you
it with
didn't...
your chest, all right?
Yeah. No, because every time you say something and you repeat what I'm saying, I'm thinking it. But yeah, cool.
That's what I'm just repeating what you said.
Cool.
In less words. Okay, go ahead.
I feel like the way that I've been the most toxic, I guess, is by making decisions that I know how it's gonna go, and I know it's gonna go badly for both of us, and still doing those things for whatever reason. It's like I could easily choose not to, but I'm just like, maybe I want to see if I still have a hold over this guy or what I can still do, kind of thing. So I'll choose to make that bad decision and be like, and then halfway through the decision, I'll be like, I already knew that it was going to play out this way, so why did I do it, kind of thing. But
I'm sorry, this is so broad. I'm just trying to understand. I'm not following.
You're very philosophical, aren't you?
Sorry. So for example, we may have had an argument and we're not talking for a few days, and I'll be like, I know that, maybe we should break off the relationship, but I just want to see if I still have this hold over this guy. So I'm going to call him and be like, let's go out and do something. And then see if he's going to react in a way where it's like, yes. And if he don't react in a way that's yes, then I'm going to be like, why? Because then I'm going to feel like I don't have that hold over you. And that's really toxic, because I know it's really freaking toxic, because I know that
so you're waiting to break up with him until you felt like you had him?
No, because it's not a thing where I didn't have him. I would always, like, we have a connection, like we've got that hold over each other. But I feel like maybe I was being insecure or something. I don't know. But when we had an argument or something like that, and I was thinking to myself, you know what, maybe we should break up. Maybe this relationship isn't right for us. I'd be like, we've had an argument. I don't know how he now feels. Maybe he wants to call it quits as well. And I've never had someone break up with me. So I'm always the one, that makes you sound like such a cat. But I've always been the one doing the breaking up. So if I feel like, oh, you know what, we've had this argument and now you might want to break up with me, I need to make sure that's not the case by contacting you and seeing what's up. And then if you don't want to break up with me, that's cool. I still know that, it's all good. And if I wanted to break up with you, I could.
I feel like what you're saying is you like playing the game.
Yeah, you was being hella toxic.
I used to be a very toxic, very, very toxic person. And I feel like that's why now I can sit back and be like, there's a way to go about it and not, because I don't like stress no more.
Do you feel like men are aware of how toxic women can be?
No.
Yes.
And
they know.
Yes,
they know.
They know.
Oh, maybe they do.
No.
Nah, I'm telling you, they know. But
you don't have to change
it's like
your mind.
you don't have to. Yeah,
But I say these things, and I just I don't know, but I don't know like every single man.
This is why
you know your female friends, right? And you know how they interact with their boyfriends, and I'm sure you know one or two that's toxic, right? Do you think their boyfriend's aware?
I don't think my closest of friends, any of them are toxic, because I think their aim is to not be.
But I'm sure. Do you know a toxic girl anywhere?
Yeah, of course.
So
yeah.
Do you think their boyfriends know?
if they're toxic or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe they just
ignore it.
put up. It depends how toxic you want to be, because maybe I don't know, she could be toxic on one specific thing. I can't think of one at the top of my head, but maybe that. Have you ever heard of a boy that's like, I don't know, he finds it attractive when a woman is like really gets hot-headed on something. Hot-headed, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, or I don't know.
I feel you. But I feel like this is why the game is called the game, because everyone's always trying to one-up each other.
But also, I don't understand how people have the energy for that.
I know. It's so draining, because
Like,
I've seen
are
like
you
one of my
joking?
girls.
I love her purity. Can we just say, like, she's so like, oh, I don't know.
No,
It's
but
so, I love
I just
it.
honestly,
Yeah.
there are so many other things you could be doing in that time. Run yourself a bath. Don't go on Snapchat and then like half swipe it and don't reply to me.
Now, people have the energy to put up quotes,
That?
to do all of this. That's so childish.
Yeah, but
to me.
you know
I'm
the
so
thing
wrong.
where people like message each other, pretend not to see it for hours, just open it.
Oh no, I
Just
can't
open
lie.
it.
I do that, yeah, but it's not even me being toxic. It's just me not being asked to
Or but
open
people are like,
messages.
yeah, but I'm not going to open it yet.
Have you guys ever told a guy that a girl was being toxic? Have you ever had to tell a guy that, like a guy friend, brother?
Yep.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
What happened?
Oh, to be honest, I feel like when I think about it, guys kind of get sucked in like we do, because he didn't leave her straight away. He knew that she was being toxic. So he was like, I know. They like saying this, I know. But it's like, he didn't leave her for a minute. I can't lie. Until he went to jail, and then he realized like, oh, wow, this girl.
So wait. She was the toxic one, but he went to jail.
Yeah. Listen, good people go to jail. I'm going to tell you this for free. You can be good-hearted and you can be doing some stuff that's obviously not the best.
Yeah, but you still are doing something illegal.
Okay, cool. But good-hearted people can do illegal stuff. At one time, slavery was legal. Remember that?
We're going to compare that to jail.
Yeah. I'm just telling you, like, cool. You can't judge people all the time based off the life choices that they've made, or based off what life has brought to them.
I do judge people based on the choices
I judge
they
people
make.
based on their personality and the traits that they have.
I think it depends on the scenario.
If someone went to jail for armed robbery, I shouldn't judge
But
him.
it's not
I shouldn't judge him a little bit.
Okay,
for
but
armed robbery.
are you gonna judge people for trying to make a living for themselves in a world that's not giving them an opportunity?
I have no sympathy if you're born in the West. I'm sorry. I know people that really had no opportunity that are born in third world countries that literally had zero opportunity. So if you're born in the West, I have no sympathy.
Fair enough.
I
That's
think
your
people
opinion.
should be responsible for their actions for sure, and be aware of the repercussions that are going to happen. But to bring it back to the question about
please.
toxic women, yeah, for sure. My brother dated a girl, and she was very demanding. She was very problematic. She would do things to get a reaction out of him. Like, I don't know, they might have like a small disagreement over like the smallest thing. And later on in the day, she's posting the subliminals and she's going out and she's, you know, just all of this triggering shit that she knew would get a reaction from him, but it wasn't a positive reaction. And, you know, in some cases, people act out and it's like any reaction is better than no reaction in some cases. So I think people just will either act out, but actually maturity and that non-toxic stuff is acting in a positive way. Like she could have resolved some issues a lot easier, but she chose to be problematic.
Like, there's ways to burn people without burning yourself. Because I know.
Why are we burning people? Why don't we just leave them where they're at?
No, but like, what I'm trying to say is like, cool. For example, one of my girls, I know we used to maybe like go out or something. She'll purposely make sure she's doing something that the guy that she's involved with is gonna see, so that he'll get mad. And then when he gets mad, now they're both arguing and it's just blah, blah, blah. If you want him to burn, just leave him. You get me? Just leave him alone. And that's why I think, like, at the end of the day, if I want someone to burn, or if I want someone to just not feel my presence no more, they're not gonna feel it. They're gonna be there on my subscribe and they're gonna be watching my story burning. But I've got no involvement. You can't message me. You're unsubscribe. You get it?
But the thing is, why just not block or just unfollow?
Oh no, because honey, I like them to see what I'm doing.
I feel like it's.
But if you don't want them anymore, why not? Why?
No, because it's like, now you know what you lost. There you go.
Why do you care if they know what they lost?
I don't care.
If you're done.
That's why I deleted them.
No, but I'm saying you're just talking about it. You just said I want them.
Yeah, you just said you just wanted them to see.
Okay, cool.
Repeat what you said.
So it's like cool. It's like cool. Like, you know when people say like cool, the people that hate you in life, like you want them to basically see you go far, right?
I don't
No?
actually want anyone
That's if you
with that
care,
energy.
I
just
think.
don't.
Yeah.
I don't care if they see me go far or they see me go nowhere.
It's not a thing where
I don't want to see them at all.
it's not a thing where you care or not, but it's like a thing where, like, at the end of the day, if you're gonna see me doing anything, it's gonna be something without you. Like, you might not care or not. It's everyone's each opinion, but my opinion is, I can't lie. When people, because I know I've got people who don't like me, I've got people who hate me, and you can hate me from over there. I'm not gonna acknowledge you, but I know in the back of my head, like, you can hate me, but you're gonna see what I'm doing good, and you're gonna see that I'm doing okay, like, without you. Like, that's your business. It don't mean I'm gonna come message you and show you, like, hey, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But when you see me here, you're gonna be burning in you, and that's better than me going back and forth with someone and me having an altercation with someone. I'd rather them just see me doing good, and that's there. You get it? There we go.
I feel like you kind of changed what you said.
No, but that's what I meant. You get it?
Okay. So I shouldn't believe what you say.
I think that
No, because sometimes when I'm saying things,
You don't know what you're saying.
no, I do know what I'm saying. I know what I'm saying, but it's like, I was just explaining what I kind of meant behind what I say. Because sometimes when you say things bluntly, like, you don't always understand in it. But I was just explaining.
Okay.
There we go.